as a partner in this. So they take it back, they finalize the plan, and then in April, the board votes to finalize the strategic plan. So really, since last January of 24, we've been working on this plan. So we're over a year in now. April of 23, like I said, the board finalizes it, tells us to move forward. So today what Emma's going to do is take you through the progress that we've made. I just wanted to step back, let Alderman Tullahoma and whoever may be watching know how we got to where we are. Okay, next slide, Kelly. So in your board packet, you'll see Vision 2025. We named that internally because this started in in 24. Fiscal year 25 started in July. So don't think of Vision 25 as calendar year 25. It was really July of 24. So that's how we come up with Vision 25 internally. So in July, this upcoming July, we'll rename our internal plan Vision 2026. It's a way to know what we're working on in the short term while also working on our long-term mission and vision, which is NISC and the AMI projects. Okay, Kelly. So you'll learn tonight that a lot of the short-term strategic objectives have really been fulfilled and met. Now that does not to say that we're putting these objectives in the rearview mirror. But like the developed community partnerships, we will assign that to a department. That one happens to be strategic initiatives, because she'll be responsible from here on out to work on our community partnerships. The upgrade customer experience, that's assigned to the administration department, which includes myself, Jason Penny, and his team. The workforce recruitment, human resources, preparing for system growth, that'll all be in engineering. That's water, wastewater, electric, and fiber. And then the internal communication is also administration. So don't be alarmed when you see that we're saying an initiative is met. It's met so we can move on to more objectives while also maintaining and seeing these through for really the entirety of forever. Okay, Kelly. Before I turn it over to Emma, any questions for me? Emma?
Thank you.
All right. So before I get started, if we could go back to the slides there. Yep. I just want to do a quick reminder of our mission, vision, and values, which really are at the foundation of everything we do every day here at TUA. So our mission is to provide reliable utility services that are centered around community engagement and enhancing the quality of life for customers while exercising fiscal responsibility. Our vision is to be recognized as a leader in the industry, and then our values are safety, customer-focused, integrity, dedication, and innovation. So all of the objectives and initiatives that we'll talk about today and that we have been and will continue to work on are all guided by these core principles. You can go ahead to the next slide. All right, starting with community partnerships, TUA's success really depends on our connection to the community. And I think we all recognize that. So with a focus on that, we've made some pretty significant progress on a number of different initiatives. For the first time, we've established a cooperative program with the Tullahoma City Schools. So we've been providing students with hands-on experience here at TUA. And additionally, we'll be offering scholarships to students that are pursuing STEM-related degrees. We've been organized or involved with several community events, each really designed at bringing the community together and showing how TUA is a part of the community. So just to note a couple, and this really doesn't include everything that we've been involved with, but a couple of the notable ones are the annual Christmas parade. This year we participated, last year in 2024, we participated with a float for the first time in quite a while, and then we also broadcasted the event as we normally do. Just making sure that chamber event reached a broader audience, especially for those that did not want to brave the frigid temperatures this year. Movie night in Jefferson Park. So this year we moved the event to a new location, really with the intention of reaching a wider audience and making it more accessible to families throughout Tullahoma. The event featured live action characters, as you can see up there. I think one of them might be in this room. Can't say for sure. But I think that really added a fun and unique twist for the kids that were in attendance. And this event, I think, is really a perfect example that underscores TUA's dedication to creating fun and really inclusive events here in Tullahoma. And then I'll also note our tailgate party. So that's something we typically do every year, and that's a partnership with First Vision Bank to kick off the football season. And then also we've increased our involvement in civic groups. So that'll be your Kiwanis and your Rotary clubs to ensure that we really stay connected with community leaders. And that also helps us to make sure that our efforts are aligned with the broader needs of Tullahoma. And then the last one, which I think is the newest, would be our partnership with P-Head Productions. So we've officially partnered with them to bring their content exclusively to LightTube, making LightTube the sole source for local programming here in Tullahoma, which is extremely exciting. So this will, I think, enhance our ability to deliver that fun and creative customer or community-focused programming for our customers here in Tullahoma. So that's just a brief look into what we've done so far into developing community partnerships, and as a team we're really proud of the progress we've made, but our next steps will be to identify and finalize even more partnerships that really deepen our impact here in Tullahoma. And feel free to stop me for questions at any time. You can go ahead to the next slide. So next is upgrading our customer experience. So we've also seen some great success here. A couple key accomplishments include we have finalized a timeline for the NISC transition and have become preparing for implementation. So you can see the timeline there on the right side of the screen. A couple dates to note: March 17th is an important date. The NISC team will be on site to kick off the process. And then as you can see by that timeline, there are a lot of dates on there, but we're expecting to be fully integrated by August of 2026. This last year, the leadership team completed some communications training, and we've also been reviewing some customer service calls just to ensure quality assurance, and then identifying any opportunities for improvement there. And then lastly, I'll note that we have initiated the AMI upgrade process, which you heard Alan touch on. So we've been successfully installed over 100 meters so far, and we're now in the testing phase for those. So moving forward on this, we're really going to be focused on executing the NISC transition schedule, continuing the rollout of AMI, and then continuing to provide training just to make sure we meet and exceed customer expectations. You can go to the next slide. So our next priority is workforce recruitment and retention, which this one will be really critical for TUA's long-term success. So a couple things notable accomplishments here. We've streamlined the job posting process to make it easier and faster for us to connect with qualified applicants. We've updated job descriptions just to make sure they reflect the current needs of the organization, and then also providing an opportunity to align with any growth opportunities that employees may be seeking here at TUA. And then we've collected and analyzed all of our workforce data. And so by doing this, it helps us gain some insight into what our current workforce makeup is. And then that will help us make some informed decisions on staffing and training well into the future. And then the last thing is that we've really enhanced our advertising efforts around job postings just to make sure that jobs are visible to a much broader and more diverse audience. So looking ahead on this one, we'll continue to focus on career development opportunities, enhancing benefits and work-life balance here at TUA, and then continuing to innovate the recruitment process so that TUA stays competitive. You can go to the next one. So next is preparing for system growth. So as Tullahoma continues to grow, we're making sure that our systems are ready to meet any increase in demand. We've successfully completed growth plans for the fiber and electric departments, which were presented to the board in early 2023. And work is ongoing in wastewater collection and treatment systems, as well as the water department. So those plans are expected to be final by July of this year. But all of these plans will be kind of reviewed on a rolling basis just to make sure that they continue to meet the needs of Tullahoma. And then finally, enhancing internal communications. Internal communications is extremely crucial to the organization's success. So a lot of great accomplishments we've seen here. We have launched the TUA intranet. So that's really a centralized platform for sharing information, documents, updates. So I've included a screen grab up there of what employees see when they log in. It might be a little hard to see from there, but there's a ton of different tabs for them to explore and just a ton of information about the organization at their fingertips. Also an opportunity to connect with their coworkers on there as well. We've held all employee meetings to kind of foster that open dialogue and keep everyone informed on initiatives that we're working on and decisions being made at board meetings, things like that. We've done a number of employee surveys to help us gather feedback and identify areas for improvement. So a couple examples from one of the surveys that we did from late last year. So there's two results there. One is how would you rate communication within your department? And the gray there is, I think it means meets or
exceeds expectations.
yeah, good or excellent. Thank you. I don't have my glasses on today. And then how would you rate communication within the company? So you can see as these efforts have been underway through 2024, I think that is showing in those survey results there that people are really seeing the efforts and feeling more connected to the organization through that enhanced internal communication. You can go ahead to the next one. So just to summarize quickly, we've made some pretty significant progress across all 5 of the strategic priorities. But as Alan had said, this isn't done. We will be looking for, I think, some new objectives and things that we can chase after, but a lot of these objectives will continue to be an ongoing part of our everyday operations and that progress that we've made. So just to highlight, again, the next steps on a couple of them, in community partnerships, we'll continue to identify and finalize partnerships that allow us to deepen our connection with the community. In customer experience, we'll focus on executing that transition plan for NISC, continue executing the AMI program, and focus on ongoing training. Workforce recruitment, we'll prioritize career development, benefits enhancement, work-life balance, and again, searching for those innovative recruitment techniques. System growth, as I said, we're on track to complete plans for the water and wastewater systems by July of this year. And then finally, for internal communications, we'll continue to foster transparency, collaboration, and team engagement at all levels of the organization. So I think, again, by making these sort of a regular part of our ongoing operations, we're going to make sure that we meet the current needs of our community and also really building a good foundation for future success. So with that, I'll take any questions.
So, first of all, that was very good.
Yes, excellent.
That was, and of course I'm just all about this. So, and it's good that that we're keeping track of where we're at, and I think it's very important that Alan said that this is a living document. It's never going to. If we do it right, it's not going to end. So, but I have a couple questions, just not really questions, but just additional information if we can. On the partnering with the city schools, of course I know it's primary, we're looking at STEM related, but is there any partnerships with technical type positions that we may have?
Yes, so we have currently now one in engineering,
Okay.
one in marketing,
Okay.
and broadcasting type work, one on the line crew.
Great. Okay.
And then also one, the newest is in the fiber department, learning that side of our operations.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So there's
So, but I
scattered.
think that's just as important.
Yes.
So, because those are positions that we can fill with people that are here and want to be here. So, I mean, that are in Tullahoma kids. So.
They're basically serving apprenticeships, so to speak.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
And my next one is enhanced visibility of open positions. And I've been searching for that for a while. So could you tell me what we've done different to expand how we get the word out about open positions and what media, how we do it? What's changed from where we were last year?
Do you want me to take that?
Sure.
Okay. One thing we have created what we previously didn't have was a LinkedIn page.
Okay.
So we're posting, which a lot of people, that's how they find their positions is through LinkedIn. So we're posting all open jobs through there. And then also the advertising on social media as well. We've had a number of
Okay.
employees say that they've found those jobs through the advertising that we've done on both Facebook and others. So I would say those are the two big ones. Do you have anything?
I would add that we've, for several years, posted our jobs on Facebook. We've since, in the past few months, found a cool tool that's called Boost Your Post.
Okay.
And you go in and you boost your post, and you set the radius of Tullahoma that you want people to see, and it pops up in an ad. You don't have to be a friend of TUA Light Tube on Facebook, but if you're at MTSU and you're interested in technology, the ad's going to pop up showing that we have a job open that you may be interested in. And we have hired one person
Great.
we actually have hired two people from the Boost Your Post. So we're reaching, when you can dial in the radius, now that we have our residency requirements set, we can dial that in and reach more people.
That's good.
Is there a way to market that advertisement beyond TV at Tullahoma? Because it's such a personal, such an excellent, I think, presentation of what TUA is about. I just wondered, any way to utilize that in...
You're talking about the commercial?
Yeah.
Commercial, I meant, yes.
Yes, we can do that.
And we are, right now, a couple zip codes in the surrounding areas. I wouldn't say we're going much further than what I would call regional right now. But we're not sticking to the 37388.
Good. Good.
You may speak a second about the statistics on, I don't know if you have those or if you know them off the top of your head, but the statistics on the commercial and the people that is reaching, and they can even tell you if they're turning the channel when it comes on. The commercial's doing phenomenal on reaching and branding for TUA.
It's a really well put together.
I don't have the statistics in front of me, but one that I have stuck in my head is that we saw a 99% video completion rate. So that means 99% of people that were seeing that commercial watched it in its entirety without turning away.
Really? Thanks.
Pretty good, isn't it?
One thing that I would like to mention, the progress that we have made executing this, or you guys have made executing the plan, is about 83%. So, y'all have gotten on it, kudos. Is that right? Am I reading that right?
Yes, I was wondering where you was getting that, and I was like, we had determined that, but we didn't really let it out, and you knew it, and I was like, oh, wow.
Was that,
No, that's accurate.
okay.
Yeah,
We're doing a good job.
we're doing a great
Yeah,
job.
doing a great job.
They're doing a great job, yes.
Right.
I was supposed to say that.
No, that's fine. We just took it out today.
The way you didn't approach me, I'm like,
I was like, how did he hit that so closely to the same way we feel?
I've read my board packet.
The board knows everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Anybody else have anything?
You did a great job.
Very impressive. So we have about 5 minutes if you guys want to get a snack or anything, or we can just push right on. What's the flavor of the board?
We can go. Let's go.
As he walks out the door.
Going early.
That's confidence in the board right there.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'll get a drink of water.
So Emma, are we going to get to hear from any of the co-op students? Are they going to come to a board meeting and give a little presentation on what they've been doing?
Yeah, we could talk to them about that. Yeah.
That would be awesome. Maybe each month. Yeah.
Shannon, I have a cover sheet of agenda.
Yeah.
Then I think, there's usually one sitting up here, and maybe
Oh, here, I mean, yeah.
We didn't miss you.
I'm sure that nobody ever does.
I mean, I have one at the top.
Legislative meetings.
I have one. I just like them.
Yeah,
I don't want to know
that's a
marking it off on my screen. Well, that's not yours.
No, it's another one. It's yours, I just didn't like the picture.
Legislative meetings. We don't set them up. That is your question. Really? Did you bring wives? Oh, to the wives, they stayed. Yes, sir. You're invited to the luncheon. And the legislative meeting.
You've all done this, dude.
I know they go to the reception.
Maybe it's just
It's just a reception.
Maybe I'm overstepping. Maybe they don't go to lunch. Maybe just, but I know they go to the reception.
Ask Shannon, she can do it.
What she told me.
The luncheon, Shannon, are they invited to the lunch?
Not do lunch.
She said it. She's not invited.
She's not invited.
It's official.
The lunch.
The lunch.
But you get kicked off with lunch, and they'll tell us our
And
talking
then after
points.
that,
We'll go.
then after that, the reception,
Yeah, the reception's at 4:30. And
and
then
the wives are invited.
Yes, and dinner. We have dinner that night.
I got you. Okay. She'll be more than happy.
Don't hungry.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and call the regular meeting of the Tullahoma Utilities Authority, January 28, 2025, meeting to order. First item on the agenda is to approve the agenda. Can I get a motion?
I make the motion we approve tonight's agenda.
Second?
Second. Anybody have anything they want to go over on the agenda? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Seeing none, that passes unanimously. Second item on the agenda is approving the previous meeting minutes. Can I get a motion, please?
So good.
Second. I got a proper motion, a second. Anybody have anything on the minutes? Anything that gives you any heartburn? Everything looks good. All in favor of approving the meeting minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Seeing none, that passes. We have any customer comments on the agenda items? Looks like nothing. We'll move on to recognitions. We'll turn that over to you.
Yeah,
Bring that person up.
Yep, we have hired Eric Burton as our safety director. He is our fourth returning employee in 7 months at TUA, and he has, how many years experience at TUA, Eric?
Little over 22.
22 years experience, and Scott, with Scott's retirement, Scott has been he's been our safety person as well as our water and wastewater VP. And we now have 86 full-time employees here. Safety is a core value that this board and the senior staff selected as part of our strategic plan. So I couldn't think of a better timely hire than Eric Burton to come back to TUA and lead our safety program. So without further ado, Eric Burton.
Eric, would you like to come up? Tell us all about yourself. Put you on the hot seat. Talk to Tullahoma about yourself.
So, let's see, I started Tullahoma Utilities in October of 1998. Went on to the line crew. Spent several years working on line crew, left for a little while, came back. And in talking with Alan, you know, safety's always been very, very important to me. And coming back and knowing the culture of safety here at TUA, it's an honor to be back here and to be able to spend time with the crews and to go out and see what those guys need and to make sure that everybody has what they need, the tools they need to work safe and get home the same way they came. So that's my goal of coming in here, and it's been everybody's been very welcoming. It's been great to be back. A little bit about my personal life. I'm married to Kristen Burton. She's a English language arts teacher at West Middle School. She's been teaching a little over 10 years. I have two stepboys who are Marine veterans. One lives in California, he's a welder, and one's actually the youngest is in Arkansas, and he's following in my footsteps being a lineman. So very proud of them. Spare time, I like to play golf. or play at it anyways.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
That's why we hired him.
Don't let him kid you.
All right.
That's right. When's the first tournament? Go ahead.
But, you know, on the weekends, if I'm not playing golf, I like to do some woodworking and spend a lot of time working. So it's good to be back. You guys got any questions for me?
I don't know, but you're a logical choice.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for coming back.
I have
Yeah.
a question, but I have a statement.
What's that?
I've known this young man probably, golly, 40 years, his family, and just a great, upstanding man. And
Thank you.
very, very proud of you, Eric.
Thank you.
And glad you came back home.
Thank you. It's good to be home. It is. Thank you.
Next item are specific agenda items or action items. The first one is consider approval of donation of TUA property to the city of Tullahoma. Can I get a motion on that? Second, proper second, and we'll discuss.
So move.
I'll second.
All right. Let's talk about this, I guess, before we vote on it.
Yep. So the land that I'm proposing that we donate to the city of Tullahoma is adjacent to where our Short Springs water tank is. We've noticed over the years that people have been parking on this side of the street. And recently, the city has had to put barriers up because they can't get off the street enough. And the cars are in the street, and when the emergency services are trying to get through, they've been blocked. So we have already relocated our fence on that side of the property in 10 feet. So if the city chooses to remove the barriers, they could already go ahead and start parking there. But what this will do is donate the land to the city. It's about 10 feet by 250 feet for improved parking. Now, if the city doesn't improve the parking by June 30th of 2026, the land would revert back to TUA, just to assure that the land is being used for parking and nothing else.
Defined, improved.
The plan, as it stands, is to pave it, is what we have discussed with the city.
So there's been an issue, most of the board members know that parking, in the spring and the fall, parking can be a problem. They have had a tendency to want to park down that road, and that's just, from a safety standpoint, that's not good. So if we can open up parking and, team up with the city to improve that area, I think that's a win-win for both of us.
Yeah, it'll almost double the available parking out there.
Yeah.
So, which will really help. It's just about any time you go out there, and there are cars, there's cars from Tullahoma, but there are cars from everywhere. Not just Tennessee, there's cars from everywhere. And so, due to machine falls, and so that's really going to help the state park.
The 250 is obviously significant. It's almost the length of a football field. Now, the 10 feet joins another parcel.
It's basically just extending the city right-of-way off the road. It's 0.06 acres is what it totals to. But I would also add that,
It's more linear, though.
yes,
Yeah.
there's,
Is there a way we can pull that up on the screen? You should have in our packets we have it.
A map in your
Yeah.
packet.
I would add that the state, we've consulted with the state on this. They are on board, and as of today, this is all the parking they would like to see added at Short Springs.
Okay.
Because they want to keep it, they don't want it overcrowded.
Because it is designated as a state natural area, so they don't want to, overuse it. It's already kind of at that point, but I think there's a balance here between use and safety.
Anybody else have any comments? We got a motion, proper second. We've discussed it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Seeing none, that passes. Next action item is consider approval of check signing resolution 012822025. Mr. Potter, tell us about this.
It's my strong desire that we will not be bringing another resolution to this matter for quite some time, because over the past 1 year, we've done it too many times. But what we're asking is, we're removing Scott Young from the approval list to sign checks. We're adding Brian Langham, Dale Willis, Jason Ray, and Shannon Hamlin.
Let me ask you something. Would it be possible, instead of having to worry about names, to designate positions allowed to sign it?
Yes, I believe we discussed that internally, but we landed on that we would rather designate names because I think we prefer to trust the name instead of the position, if that makes sense.
It does.
No, the position could change.
Yeah, because somebody else get in the position.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Any other discussion? All in favor of this resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that also passes. We'll push right into committee reports. I don't think, policy committee, have y'all met since our last meeting? And I don't think the rate committee has met either, so we don't have anything to come out of there. We'll push it over to departmental reports. All right.
Important stuff, right?
No, it's important.
The bread and butter.
The bread and butter.
So on the electric side, our service work has really picked up, setting new meters and new extensions, and we've cleaned up what we call engine orders, and that's just pulling old poles that the lines have been moved. Stillwater subdivision, phase 2, the conduit is in and the equipment is being set. The street light design is complete, and some staking has been completed as well. Phase 2 of the fiber pool will soon follow. The Sagewood subdivision, the electric and fiber designs are both complete. We're finalizing details with the developer and the subdivision agreement, and we are still working on the street lighting plan, which I think we're right at completion of that. Legacy Preserve, the developer there has started the first set of townhomes. Our conduit is ready and in place, and we will get the electric and fiber facilities in place in the next upcoming weeks. Our AMI project, the engineering has finalized and proofed the changeout process. And we actually tested this process last week in Emerald Meadows. So we do currently now have 124 of the new meters in place. And we're also, engineering is also working on confirming the schedule and how we will do the schedule each month. So on the fiber side, Light Tube was a +8 for December. The group back there has been really busy actually the last couple of weeks on our CGNAT migration. We've got 3 of our 4 nodes has been completed there, and those maintenance windows have went very well. We've had very little kickback from that, so he's done a great job. We're also evaluating some new Calyx gear for our next gen platform or solution. It's still Calyx, the same vendor, but just kind of their next generation iterations. Our new Aurelian circuit is also performing very well. There was a small issue with it a few weeks back. It was fixed really quick, but it has performed well, and we're glad we went into that relationship. And speaking of bandwidth, we did peak on December the 26th at 21 gig, so there was a lot of traffic, just after Christmas. And due to growth, engineering is also working on maps on a couple of new LCP cabinet areas where we're starting to get full, and we're just adding additional capacity to the system. Do want to say that our mechanic, George Probst, is up in South Dakota, and he's at a Terex training. That's one of our utility bodies on the digger derrick trucks, where he can better service and troubleshoot issues with that. And Derek Harris, a week or 2 ago, went to a traffic signal control programming school down in Decatur, and he actually next week will be going to another module of traffic signal I know it's quick, but any questions?
Item 1, last Wednesday, what were we, 2 degrees? What was it?
It was cold.
Cold.
It was.
You know what our pool was?
Monday was too.
Yeah, we hit a 73 megawatts was our peak during that.
Is that, what's our peak ever?
74.
Which was the Christmas before?
Yes.
So we were close.
The
were close,
grid
very
did
close.
hold up very well. We watched certain parameters and it stayed
No
in check.
problem.
No
I know
problem.
TVA said they set a record, right?
I'll speak to the peak. TVA learned a lesson 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think so.
And it's very noticeable. Their communications are much better, and they are out in front of things. 2 years ago, we went directly to step 40, the rolling blackouts, without any notice. And this year, we quickly went to step 10 and 20 before really necessary. You know, we participate here. We turn thermostats inside down to, what do we go, 60 degrees? 60. You know, we have people in hoodies and working in here. But that's a good proactive measurement. We get our community involved, and you know, had it not been for that, we probably would have hit an all-time peak. TVA did hit an all-time peak, but getting out in front of it is a huge benefit.
Well, I know Duck River will switch over to their generate, you know, they'll come offline too at different times and burn a little diesel fuel, I think. So you know more about that than I do.
Yeah, Randall will go on generator, it does not matter the weather. He has figured out how to save money, which is smart.
Yeah.
He knows how to beat the peak on a normal day. So, yeah. And we'll put the wastewater treatment plant on generator when TVA has another program. They'll call for demand response, and we'll put that on generator as well.
So I'm hoping our cold weather, the coldest part of the winter's behind us, but you know, we're not even in February, so who knows what we'll have. I'm just hoping we're done with it. As I get older, I don't like the extremes either way. It's just a sign of gray-headedness and get out of my yard.
I have 2 questions. One is, what's our maximum? And 2, what experience do you have in the summer when it's 150 degrees?
200 megawatts is our maximum capacity.
So
And normally, we're probably right now 40 megawatts, somewhere in that ballpark. So 5 times if you're looking at growth. I hope people come out of this past 2 weeks feeling better about the reliability of the bulk electric system, because there was a lot of concern after, you know, the rolling blackouts.
Yeah.
But like I said, TVA has learned, they're prepared, and I know I feel better about where we stand after the past 2 weeks of cold weather.
But it's the same effect in the summer? Do we have the issues in the summer as we do in the winter? for certain
Not
times?
necessarily. It could be these Arctic polar vortex, or whatever they term them, when they hit the entire region, is when it hurts the most, you know, because that's the bulk electric system.
Sure.
And what happened when the rolling blackouts, it wasn't just the TVA region, it was all the neighboring regions as well. So we couldn't buy, TVA couldn't buy power.
Get it from Duke.
They couldn't get it from any of our neighboring GOTs. The TUA capacity is 200 megawatts.
We're good.
We're good for many, 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 many years.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Mr. Jackson, tell us all about it.
Well, as Brian mentioned, we've got a couple projects going on, and those do affect the administration department. We've got our AMI project. He said we had about 124 meters out there, so me and Brad have been working together on that to prepare for billing those and getting the readings in. So far, everything has went smooth. We're in the initial stages. We're still testing those, and then once we feel a little more confident with the files that we get, then we're going to proceed to the next step. We've also, we're preparing for the NIC transition, which is great. It's going to offer more access for our employees to better serve our customers. So it's a lot better product. And we are, right now, we're preparing for training. We're establishing roles for different positions, assigning curriculum so that they have a good training schedule. And we've set aside time for training so that Nobody's having to do it in their everyday process at their desk. We're pulling them aside, setting them up, and doing hour training a couple times a week. That way everybody is well prepared. We want to be in front of this, and this is the best way to do it. And with all that going on, we also have other items. We've been going through Title VI training, which we have to do each year, and it's for anytime we receive any kind of grants from the state or federal government, we're required to do Title VI training. So we do it every year. And we've just completed that. Deposit interest, we do pay interest on our electric deposits. And we just completed that process, and we had roughly 3,349 customers that received deposit interest, and the total amount of that was around 102,000. So, and we base that off our average return on our investments. So at the local government investment pool, which is LGIP, we base the average for that year, and that's what we pay interest on the customer deposits to qualify for. And we've also been working on closing out our month for December. That is done. So February's board meeting will have December financials. Got a lot going on. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for the last time,
This is it.
Well, thank you very much. I think I've got a world record. I've been to more board members than anybody alive. I just calculated, I've been to approximately 400 board meetings. So anyway, I think I've got that world right. I could be wrong. There might be somebody out there, probably not living, that might have that many, but I think I've got it. So, I'm thrilled they hired Eric Burton for that safety position. We've grown enough that we really need a full-time person doing that. In fact, we've had several inspectors tell us that here lately, that y'all really need a full-time person. So I think that's going to be a big boost for TUA, and I really think that's great. The check signing thing, I have signed thousands of checks.
That's your record.
Thousands.
Yeah, that's the.
Jason, I think, but it's great to have more people on that list, let me tell you, because it's amazing the number of checks that goes through this place, believe me. Let's start off with just what's going on here. We still have our SRF sewer project, on the Avoca side, and virtually all the pipes installed. There's still just a little bit here and there. They've tested some of it. We've got a pretty major thing coming up where we have to replace a manhole that actually all this ties into on Rock Creek over there, kind of behind the baseball field area, in that area. And that may occur this next week or two. That's going to be a pretty big project in itself. And then we still got to do the lift station replacement on Avoca. So there's still a lot of work to go, but it's making good progress. Speaking of cold weather, and I think that this number's actually gone up, but we have had 11 water main breaks so far this month, which is pretty good amount. 7 water service replacements we've had to do, and that doesn't include all the customer issues. We've had multiple issues with the customer side: frozen meters, frozen private service lines, broken private lines. We've had crews going out, and our standby supervisors going out and turning off meters a lot here lately. So I'm with you. I hope this is over. So nothing like last year, though. Last year, if you recall, we really had a mess. So we're in a lot better shape than last year. I think you've heard me talk about, we got a little $200,000 grant, infrastructure planning grant through the state to do some sewer work, and it's primarily evaluation of the system. There's a contractor who's been putting out some flow meters in the sewer system, and going to be doing some TV work and inspections and that kind of thing. Try to figure out where you need to target future I&I correction work in the sewer system. We had a big inspection at our wastewater treatment plant on January 8th. They call it a compliance evaluation inspection, where TDEC inspectors basically spent the day. And of course, we came out passing with flying colors. The guys down there do a great job. We went all through 2024 without any permit violations, so we should get another award at the Water Professionals meeting in July. I think it's July this year, yeah. Also had a pre-treatment program inspection. We have to, industries that release industrial wastewater have to meet requirements, because industrial wastewater can really just wipe the system out, so the plant out. So Dale has been in charge of that, and again, we had a very good report on that inspection, no problems at all. We had 3 guys go to foreman training with JTNS, which is the people that do a lot of our safety meetings. Wayne Tippler, Jason Wells, and Josh Middleton. And they spent 3 days at that training and got some good CEUs for their licenses. We've had several multi-unit apartments inquire about service for the future. Don't know how many of those are going to go through, but we've got some more subdivisions that have been inquiring about potentially come here. The Pine subdivision is still under construction. We have some lift stations that have not been completed yet out there. And they've begun work on the water and sewer installation at the Sagewood on Short Springs Road. So there's a lot going on and a lot more going on. Also, tomorrow we're going to have a meeting here. Tennessee Association of Utility Districts is going to meet here. They do these quarterly at different spots, and they're going to be here tomorrow for a little meeting. So looking forward to that. But anyway, it's my last board meeting, at least to stand up here. I might, who knows, I might even show up sometime, or I'll watch it on TV. But it's been great. I've not going to say I've enjoyed every board meeting, but I've enjoyed most of them, and I do appreciate everything everybody's done for me personally, and having this position for so long. It's been a good run. Thank you.
I have one question of the work that they're doing on Wilson Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what they've been rerouting sewer, or what was
that? Yeah, again, that's a TDOT project.
Yeah.
That and it's actually a contractor of TDOT. It's the same contractor we've been using, but yeah, they're replacing sewer lines. They finished the water part, but now there's a lot of sewer work to do also.
I know I saw one of our trucks. I've seen one of our trucks out there some, so I knew.
Well, we watch it
to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to.
Yeah, there is an inspector, but we also watch it, and we also, it's to our benefit to assist and make sure.
Sure.
Things go right.
Things go right. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Anybody else? Does anybody have a report?
You guys heard me talk enough.
All right.
Yeah.
So, next, we've gone over all departmental reports. We'll go to board member comments. So, Coach Stanton, tell us all about it.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I want to thank the administration who hired Eric Burton back again. Even though it's a logical choice, still, the fact that he wanted to come back shows confidence in the administration. So, certainly glad to have Eric back. I want to thank our customers, those of you out there at TV land. We donated $31,700 to area nonprofits through the Roundup program. So we don't want that to go unnoticed. We appreciate the community for participating in that, and what a wonderful program that is. And then, of course, fiber, we've got a +8. We just keep on having pluses, and that's indicative of the fact that the community has confidence in TUA. So that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Stanton. Mr. Northcutt.
I just want to echo again, I want to thank the staff and the team for excellent presentation on the strategic plan. And more important than that, past the presentation, actually starting to implement and track the things that we all decided was needed at this point in time for TUA. And again, since Mr. Norris is here, I want to thank all the members that helped create that, all the board members, all the staff that was here, because it's gonna really cement the legacy of TUA going forward. So I just want to thank you all for that. Also want to thank Scott again. You know, whatever TUA is at this point in time, whatever, all these awards, I've been here for 8 years, and we continue to get awards for the water department. And, you know, I know you didn't do it on your own.
That's for sure.
You know, it takes a whole village, I got that, but it takes leadership, without a doubt. And so, just want to thank you for the years of service, for what you've done for this organization, for Tullahoma. And just enjoy the ride. I expect you to play a lot more music. And if you don't, I'll take all these compliments back.
All right.
Right. But we seriously enjoy it, and I want to thank you personally. Also, how many signed up for Light Tube Fiber?
Plus 8 for this.
Plus 8 for this.
Was it just fiber?
That was for fiber, yeah.
Yeah, that's Light Tube.
That's Light Tube.
Did we track how many signed up for the TV?
We've not got that granular.
Huh? Okay. Well, I want to say I know there was one more that got TV this time.
JT did.
Yes, yes. And I want to just take a minute to talk about this because it's amazing. Because I was going to be the only person that served on the board that didn't have it when I left here this year, and so it has been a challenge. And it's not because of our personnel, it's because of the configuration of my home. I've always had Light Tube Wi-Fi. But I've recently, this month, got to watch the TV. So now my friends can't say, JT, did you see the game? And I go, no, missed it again. For 8 years, Lamont said, why do you keep missing the game? So I want to thank two gentlemen that came out, and this is not to, it's not a knock on anyone else that's ever tried. It's just that we're at the point now where we were able to get JT Light Tube TV. So I want to thank Mr. Zach Banks, and I want to thank Mr. Wesley Kilgore for coming out and diligently working to get JT Light Tube TV. I saw the commercial. I saw the commercial. You know, I get to see, my wife is getting to watch this tonight. Right. But now she's probably turned it off. But she got to watch this tonight. So no, in a serious way. And it's not because I'm a board member. It's because of the diligence of the people that we have working. And I want to thank them. And last but not least, I want to say officially that really looking forward to this year with this organization and this board. This is a really busy time in Tullahoma. I think for me it's sort of like stepping back to the 90s when Tullahoma was kind of booming and all this was happening. This organization is such a big part of what's going on in Tullahoma right now and its growth, and it's a stepping stone year for Tullahoma. With this board, I watched the board meeting last night, and I would tell you, it was good to watch that board meeting.
You weren't bored?
Wasn't bored at all. Weren't bored. The board works well. The board works well together, and that means a lot because if the board doesn't work well and we don't work well with the board, it's detrimental to our residents. So looking forward to this year, and 2025 is going to be a great year for Tullahoma. That's all I have.
Thank you, JT.
Thank you.
Miss Patty.
First of all, I'd like to say that Emmett does a tremendous job giving us a great overview with a lot of details, laying that out. The public knows where we're going. The strategic plan is so critical to the organization, and having the public know where we're going is also really, really important. So I appreciated all of that presentation. And there are so many steps within that, and including hiring Eric Burton as part of safety, because that is one of our core values. So that's really taken leadership by Alan and the organization to identify, you know, what positions do we need to fulfill that strategic plan. So, that's great. And as I mentioned to Emma, I look forward to actually seeing some of our co-op students come and give a presentation, hear what they've learned. I want to thank Scott for. I haven't been here that long, but the impact on this organization that you have is evident with year after year of awards and really leading the way. And that's a really proud thing for Tullahoma. So you'll be greatly missed, but I hope I'll see you out at Short Springs with that new parking area. So we'll hope the city gets on that and completes that in the spring. So I guess that's all I have to say.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Bush, tell us what you got.
I don't have too much to say. I appreciate JT's comment about the city board. I have enjoyed being a part of that. I think it's very important. I have a lot of respect for the members on that board, and I think you will continue to see the respect shared amongst all the board members as I see it here. I don't have anything to actually report on from the city side. The only thing I missed tonight, I did bring my sheet so I could understand all these abbreviations that
You'll get better. You'll get better.
4 years.
I can't add a whole bunch to, you know, what all my fellow board members have all added. Emma, thank you for going over the strategic plan. It's good that we have it implemented and we've completed, what did I say,
83%.
83%. So we're well on our way and it's not like we just check off and put it on a shelf. We continue, it's a living document. So that's important to understand. I'd like to thank our wastewater staff and also our electrical staff that had to get out last week in cold weather.
That's right.
So, I mean, it was bone chilling cold. You want to be out in that mess, but we have people that are dedicated that take care of us and keep us with electricity and with water. So, thank you very much. And I think about, when it gets cold like that, I think about those guys and girls, maybe, that have to get out and take care of that. It's tough work. Scott, thank you for years of service to this utility. You will be missed. Enjoy retirement. You've earned it.
Thank you. I say if Dale can make it 8 more days without getting fired, he will be a great successor and will not miss a beat.
I'm sure he'll do a great job. Also, you know, we're in the throes of basketball season. If you want to watch Tullahoma Wildkittens and Wildcats play, turn it over to Light Tube, and it's fun to watch. And that's about all I have, and we'll turn it over to our president. Tell us what's going on, please, sir. Mr. Allen.
You all laughed at Scott's joke about Dale, but we recently completed our mid-year reviews. They were very basic and simple. We judged or graded our team on our 5 core values and the humble, hungry, and smart. So basically 8 attributes that we're looking for when we hire our team members here. And then a few more questions about goals for employees moving forward and plans for growth. And as I was reviewing Scott's on his team, literally on Dale's, he put survive 2 more weeks and you will receive a promotion. So he wasn't lying. We hear a lot about NIC and AMI, and I know the board may wonder why we speak of it at every board meeting, but we're also speaking of that every day in TUA. It's two large, tremendous projects, and it's our rallying cry, if you will, for what we're going to accomplish the next 2 years. I can't emphasize enough how large these projects are for a team of our size. And we got a great team, so I feel confident that they'll be successful. But bear with us as we mention these every board meeting and give updates on them. Scott mentioned the standby supervisors having to run out and turn the water off when people's pipes bust. And as you all know, this AMI project we're doing is only electric. But probably, maybe, in the next long-term strategic plan, we will do the water portion of the AMI system. And once we do that, you can cut it off remotely if we choose to get those meters. So that's a benefit to us, is we're not running out in the middle of the night, but a benefit to the customer in that their house isn't flooding or in the 15 to 20 minutes that it takes to get us there. I heard Brian mention an acronym that I'm not sure is on the sheet. It's engines. And basically what that is a joint use registry. When we go out and change our poles, they come back, fill a ticket out, and it notifies everyone that's on a pole with us. And that's AT&T, Charter, and United. And then they get a certain amount of days, 30, 60, 90 days, to transfer off our pole. If they don't transfer off our pole, we can transfer them and bill them for it, or relinquish ownership to the pole. Why does that matter? Because if we're changing poles out, there's a reason. It's a dangerous pole, and we can't leave the pole in the ground and take a risk of it falling over. So I just wanted to mention that acronym. I'm not going to tell you what it stands for because I only know the first two myself. National Joint Use, well, the first three. I don't know what the last N and S is. Growth has been mentioned a lot. I've seen an interesting statistic regarding Tullahoma, our neighboring cities of Winchester, Shelbyville, and Manchester. And believe it or not, Tullahoma is at right below 1% growth, and our neighboring cities are pushing 2.5% to 3% growth. So we are experiencing growth, but not at the rate of our neighboring cities. And then finally, it is Scott's last night, and I had to do a little research. I started in 2008, and I was in the electric department, so I didn't really work closely with Scott. I'd hear him every once in a while. He has one of the best demeanors I've ever seen for a leader. He's very calm and relaxed.
Don't ask my wife.
Yeah. So maybe
You're not the leader of that.
She's the leader.
That's right.
Don't worry about that, Scott.
She's leading you at home. But since 1980, he's held many or several positions here: wastewater engineer, field operations superintendent, wastewater plant superintendent, and then in 1996 promoted to manager. And then in 2016, when we went to an authority, all the managers became VPs. So he may, I don't know, Scott may know how long Dwight was a VP, but from my knowledge, he may be, at 28 years, the longest serving vice president or manager of a department.
I don't like change.
But I wanted to take a second and recognize and celebrate, his retirement. He's been a true leader, a public servant that's made a lasting impact on the community we serve. He's retiring after 44 years, but he didn't let you all know that I've locked him in for at least one more year on a contract terms. So by the time he's fully free of TUA, he'll have 45 plus years in here, which very well may be the longest tenured employee ever. I'm not sure about that, but he's done a great job at providing safe, reliable water and wastewater services to our community. And then last year, unexpectedly, on a personal note, he's been very great to me for the past 7 months. When you take a job like this, it can be overwhelming. But when you have someone that's got 44 years right next door to you, he's been a voice of reason to me. He's kept me calm, sometimes, not all the times. But I just want to wish you well as you step into this next chapter. We will be calling you. You're locked in for that. I hope you know how deeply, appreciative that our team is, and I feel I can speak for the entire community when I say that. as well. So I just want to wish you the best in your retirement, Scott. And that's all I have.
Here, here. One thing I did do is skipped over customer comments general. Do we have anything come in that are in the works? Seeing nothing further to come before the board, I'm gonna call this meeting adjourned.
This place, where you grew up, where your memories were made, and where your dreams were born, where your neighbors stopped to say hello, and where you're always welcome to stay a while, where your Fridays are spent under the lights, and where Saturdays are made for the water, where you can feel good about a hard day's work and take pride in a job well done, where small business makes a big impact, and home is always a sight for sore eyes. And where the best things in life, well, the best things in life are the little things. Tullahoma Utilities Authority. Power in community.